Hello and welcome to Seph's figure collection, and today we've got two Seven Deadly Sins pop-up parades, those being the Meliodas and Barn pop-up parades. These pop-up parades are bigger than I expected them to be, which is a pro and a con. Pro, it's better, the bigger figure, they look a bit better. Con is they take up more room, but you know, that's something we'll deal with. And for once I actually have a space for them to go, which is unusual because I'm always shuffling stuff around in order to make room for new figures, if you know what I mean. But anyway, enough waffling, let's just get these two unboxed and show them off. So here are the two figures, and out of the box they're not as big as I first thought they were. Well, Barn's quite big, but Meliodas seems quite small, and I guess the reason, obviously because these two are to scale. Usually pop-up parades in the same franchise are to scale to one another. Like in actual scales, I don't know, they look kind of 1/9 to me, maybe 1/10. But anyway, yeah, they're not as big as I thought, but as I said, there's pros and cons to both. In terms of detailing, I think they look really good actually. I haven't got many complaints whatsoever. I was very worried about Barn's face because in the prototype images it didn't look particularly like Barn to me. It didn't look very good in my opinion. Almost to the point that I didn't pre-order the figure. But since I'd already pre-ordered Meliodas, I really couldn't go without getting Barn as well. I kind of wish I got Elizabeth. But anyway, I've got these two now and they look great as a set. Barn's face, though, as I was saying, does not look anywhere near as bad as I thought it would, and it does look like Barn. Another big issue I had with the Barn figure was how glossy it looked in the picture. And although it is very much a glossy figure, probably more glossy than any of my other figures, I don't think it looked particularly bad, and I think it does actually work in favour of the figure rather than against, like I may have feared. Sorry about the dog barking and the baby crying. There isn't any major paint imperfections as far as I can tell. Like there's a little bit on Meliodas' hair, like it's nothing you wouldn't normally notice, if you know what I mean. Although the colour choice, I feel the white on Meliodas' clothes is a bit too faded for my liking. I would have preferred it a bit more white. And Barn's hair just looks a bit off in coloration. I would have made it a bit lighter personally. But these are very small nitpicks just to the colour palette they chose. But in terms of looking like the two characters, they nail it. Meliodas is the better looking of the two in my personal opinion, but I think Barn looks pretty good as well. I love Seven Deadly Sins, one of my favourite series, so I'm glad to actually have some figures of them, because there aren't many figures to begin with of them, and most of them happen to be of Barn or Meliodas. Like, I'm still really hoping we get pop-up parades of the rest of the Sins, because Owen Escanor figure, really bad. So I'm really hoping we eventually get the rest of the Seven Deadly Sins line up in figure form. I mean, if I'm really praying to God I want a Jericho figure, but I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. But anyway, I really like these two. Not much to complain about. I guess one thing I will say is, why does Meliodas have lost vein in this figure if he's wearing his Season 1 outfit? Because in Season 1 he'd have the Dragon Hilt sword, and he wouldn't have lost vein because I'm pretty sure he's already wearing his Season 2 outfit by the time he gets his Sacred Treasure back. The thing is, I prefer the aesthetic of Lost Vein to the hilt, the dragon hilt, so I prefer that he has this over that, but then it doesn't seem accurate to the outfit he's wearing, so it's just a real nitpick from a Seven Deadly Sins fan, unless I'm remembering completely wrong, and if not, everything I just said is complete rubbish and should be ignored. Overall, really like these figures, and I really hope we get some more Seven Deadly Sins pop-up parade figures in the future.